I'm obviously not George Tierney, but it says it beneath my name. He's not here, so we can talk about him all we like, Paddy. What's happening? You're coming back with this rematch on Friday night here in Red Sports Lounge in Ballymena, which is obviously going to be live streamed. Is this a grudge match?
I suppose there is a bit of a grudge there, but it's coming from his side because I, I played him 3 or 4 years ago, and I beat him 25-12, and the rematch was supposed to be played down in Dublin, but he cancelled it. It was his backers that cancelled the match, and the match then never happened. So we're back. It's been going back and forth as good while now, and there was always going to be a rematch somewhere. So this is it.
Dare I say, chicken ain't chicken if chicken ain't fried?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Now, I mean, you may have slaughtered him the last time, but he's no he's no pushover. He's no pushover. I was going to say he's no spring chicken, but he's no pushover because he has beat the likes of Dennis Taylor before.
Yeah, but you couldn't really believe all George would tell you. George would tell you.
I've seen it on YouTube. I could show you the link. You know,
what age was Dennis Taylor?
Well, I mean, I've met Dennis Taylor. Dennis Taylor's, I know you're over 50s, but Dennis Taylor's a fair age now. He does mostly the commentary box now,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
He's still got it. Once you've got it, you've always got it. Do you not?
Well, yeah, but I'm pretty confident getting this match. I'm well prepared. Well
So
prepared.
tell us what's going to happen on Friday night. What sort of pull is it? Because this is a particular type of pull you're playing.
This is English 8 ball, it's known as, and it's black ball rules, and it's on Hainsworth's match cloth. That's what George wanted. That was his. I get the choice of the venue. George got the choice of the cloth.
What sort of difference does the cloth make then?
Well, this Hainsworth match cloth is faster, and I've been playing on the other cloth this last year or so because I've been over at the Ultimate Pool, which is doing very well over in England there, and it's a different cloth. There's a lot more sliding off the cushions and all with the super fine, but this Hainsworth is. As I say, it's a faster cloth and to break on. I think it's easier to break on. Don't really like to say that because then you go to break and you can't get a ball, but that's my perception of it anyway.
Okay. Do you think it's going to suit you the faster cloth then?
Well, that was the cloth I beat him on the last time, so and I've practiced hard on it. So as I say, I'm ready. I wish the match was tonight.
Do you?
Yeah.
Now, you're a man in your youth that was destined for greater things, and you sort of got lost by the wayside for a number of years, a decade or so.
I used to play for Northern Ireland snooker and all, and then I moved into the pool, and well, I sure got married and had kids and all that there, and that's just the way life goes sometimes. And I got out of the way of snooker and pool, and I never played for 10 years at one stage, but I'm back playing a great bit now, so we'll see what happens on Friday night.
Now, what about you and Gorgeous George? Do you both have day jobs then? When do you find the time to practice?
Well, I do a bit of taxing and that, but I'm not sure what George does now, to be honest with you. He was a mechanic at one stage, I think. So whatever he does, he does. It's just
why are you and him not best buddies? Because obviously you need your car fixed quite a lot then.
Yeah. No, we just our personalities seem to clash a wee bit, Justin.
Now, listen, Paddy, we've got quite a lot of people watching tonight already, and we're only 5 minutes into this chat. If you'd like to ask Paddy a question, type it in the comment section, hit it through there. I thought one was coming through there because I usually get a wee glitch before it comes through. type it in, and I'll put your questions to Paddy. So we're expecting a reasonably big crowd here to turn up. There was people asking from as far away as the county down, could they come on the night? But I imagine there's only so many people can fit into Red Sports Lounge and around the table.
I'm sure you would get 200 in.
I would imagine so. Now we're into double digits now, Paddy. That's the bad news at this time of night. We're into double digits of people watching. So somebody's bound to come through with a question that
That's not a problem. That's the way. There's no problem.
now. Well, I've got one for you. What did you make of Malta, and what do you think is going to happen in Morocco then?
Well, in Malta was fantastic. The Maltese people are great people, and I've been talking to Tony Durago a few times on Facebook, and I got to meet him to his face there out in Malta, and a nicer man you couldn't meet, and that's been honest, a lovely man, and our over 50s team got beat in the semi final, so we weren't far away. We were beat 8-6, and which is only really one frame, and we're in the decider. And as for Morocco, I've added a couple of players. I'm player manager of the over 50 team, you see. So I've added a couple of players. So we'll hopefully maybe go a couple better and win out Morocco. We certainly have the players to do it.
Did you get many fans follow you, Malta? And do you expect fans to follow you out to the Casbah in Morocco then?
We get plenty of support, with the Northern Ireland team and all. We get loads of support, good luck messages, and we get on well with all the ones in the south. And it's pool's a community thing, cross community and cross border or wherever. And
is it a gentleman's game? Would you say? Pool or snooker?
Not as much as snooker, no.
Not as much as snooker,
No,
it's
definitely
sort of
not. No.
because a lot of the snooker clubs are in grassroots communities throughout the north. You would say, yeah.
Yeah, but snooker is more of a what's the best way of putting this now? This is
a television sport. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm actually going to say snooker is a more honest sport.
Okay.
Where players will admit to more of their own fouls than they would in pool. But
are you trying to say you're all? Are you trying to say you're all hustlers in pool? Then is that it?
No, definitely not. Definitely not hustlers now. It's there's always somebody around the corner that can turn you over. Pool has got a lot to do with the break nowadays, and if I would be getting into Friday night thinking if I break well, I'll be fine.
Now we had a question in. It's a compliment. It's to you. I thought we were going to get a slagging match here with this going out in Red Sports Lounge in your home turf. I thought Gorgeous George was going to get annihilated, but Thomas Flanagan has said one of the finest looking cues in the game. There you go.
Thomas, while we're on here, I'll have to thank Thomas, because Thomas is Cage Promotions down around Tullamore there, and he actually, myself and George just couldn't agree on anything, and Thomas sent me a message, and Thomas went as middleman and arranged this match. Actually,
is he the bull keeping the two bulls apart? Is he, as they would say in the Middle East?
Yes, I would say he is. Yes, he is. He done a fine job getting the match together now. Fair play to him. He done a fine job.
Now, a mutual acquaintance of ours, or it was more of a friend of yours than he is mine. Can you get a bet? And what are the odds? We're being asked.
I see Jackie's name there. Jackie's an old friend. I actually started one of the first pool teams I played for. Jackie was the captain. He was our captain.
Jesus, he looks a lot younger than you. I've only met him once in real life, but he looks a lot younger than you. He doesn't have any grey hair.
Oh, Justin. No, Jackie's a gentleman. Jackie's a gentleman. You can get a bet, yes. All he has to do is contact my brother, Clarke, on Facebook there, and he'll get a bet at odds of 9 to 10.
Now you're doing a lot of this mostly for charity as well, aren't you?
Yes, well, that's the stream money will be heading towards charity and all, and after your fees come out and whenever Robert or Justin. So
Okay, so you want to make sure that you donate extremely well. This is how you do it. Uh, there it is. There is how you do it. Okay, so make
yes,
sure you get in there. It's very reasonable. It'll be a right few hours of entertainment. The sort of main event starts about five o'clock. Any estimates on how long this is going to run? It's a faster game. Will it run until midnight or 11, or will it be over before that?
I would hope to have the job done for 10 o'clock.
Okay. So I can go to my friend's daughter's 18th birthday party then for a swallow afterwards. Then
Of course
I'll
you
make
can.
I'll make it in time. Listen, uh, scan away at the QR code there. That's as simple as that. That gives you full details how to get involved. Now, listen, what happens if he beats you? Is it going to go a
It's not going
third
to happen.
time?
It's not going to
It's not.
happen.
It isn't.
No, 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 no.
Why not? I mean, he's got one finger up there. It says like he's saying he can beat you with one finger in
No,
that
well,
photo. I would say.
he calls himself the number one, but he called himself the number one before I played him the last time. So that's just that means nothing to me. He won't intimidate me. Don't worry about that. I've
Right.
played
Okay.
I've played a lot better players than him.
Now I'd like to get him on before Friday to see what he has to say about you. You know, but
Well, it probably won't be very nice, but you get him on and sure let him waffle away.
how did it get to this? Why is this touch of enmity between you and gorgeous George and Paddy?
George would be very disrespectful on Facebook to me, so I would just like to put the record straight on Friday again, just for the second time or third time. I even played him in Dublin at one stage in a wee friendly match for 200 and beat him.
Right. Okay.
So
Now, listen, this is really going to be. I mean, forget Cheltenham. This is going to be. This is going to be right, Paddy. That makes Paddy's day a Paddy's day, says Nigel Percy. I think that's a triple entendre. That is it, Paddy, Paddy, Paddy. I think it is. You know, do you drink when you play pool, or do you stay
no,
completely
I
off
don't,
the
I don't
drink?
drink anymore. I had a bit of an issue with drink about 6 years ago, and I'm now totally Coke Zero, and that's me, mate.
Jesus, the aspartame can affect you badly. Now, listen, if you're watching tonight, we're well into double figures now at the minute. Uh, if you'd like to ask Paddy a question, if you'd like to share this with George Tierney's friends, and there's bound to be somebody that's an interloper, get them involved, and we'll have George on later on in the week. All you have to do is hit share in the button below. If you want to get involved and help the live stream and help the charity, all you need to do is hit the QR code. It's on screen here, and it's also in the link below as well. It's as simple as that. It should come up. Is it coming up? It is coming up.
Yes,
It is
it's
coming up.
coming up. Yes,
It is
yes.
coming up. So if you have a question for Paddy, put it to him on screen. Otherwise, I'm going to continue interrogating here for another 10 minutes, and then we're going to call it a night. How do you prepare for this game? Are you out every night, or do you give it a rest for a couple of days beforehand?
No, I practiced with a lot of different people there as last 6 weeks or so, or 2 months, and I just practice on my own now all this week. That's it. Then I'm ready. I've done all my match practice for him, so it's just on my own now. That's it.
But if you're that good, Paddy, how do you find somebody that challenges you, a sparring partner
Oh,
that
there's plenty of sparring partners about. I can tell you, there's plenty of good players about.
what
There's
do they do? Do they hide their expertise under a bushel, or do you know who they are, or you know? people like yourself and George are bound to get people when you're playing in a club come up to you and go, I can beat you with one hand tied behind my back and all that sort of stuff, do you?
Well, not so much, you know. I mean, there's tournaments all the time, and there's that, you know, this country, north and south, is full of very, very good players. You know, it's we actually in the south there. There's a lad. He's number three, I think, over in the ultimate, Stephen Dempsey. You know, which is fantastic achievement. It's a world. You know, there's more or less everybody in the world in that tournament, and he does very well. And Declan Brennan and Ronan McCarthy's actually the from where's Ronan from? Somewhere Porto Ferry or something, and he actually is the world champion. He won it in Clarke last year. You know,
So
so.
we've been asked a question closer to home. I mean, we've gone through how the prep is going there. Devon Wright was asking. We've gone through that. Rewind it if you missed it, Devon. Uh, Thomas is asking us who are the three best QS that you've shared a table with, past and present.
Oh, oh. Uh, well, I'm too old for Mark Allen. I've never played Mark. Thank God.
I think I
Uh,
interviewed him once about 25 years ago when
uh,
he was just starting out, believe it or not. I have
yeah.
this recollection of interviewing him a long time ago. You're only the third QS I've ever interviewed. So he was the first one. And then, or maybe I interviewed Dennis Taylor slightly before you. I'm going to try and find a photograph of me interviewing Dennis Taylor. So as you know that I'm not a spoofer. Uh, but
No, I believe you. No, I believe you.
do you
Joe
think
Sway would definitely want
do you think t- talent with a Q is a innate thing, or can you learn it?
to. You can learn it, but it's it helps if it comes natural.
Okay, all
You
right.
know.
That's a good answer. I like that. I like that. So we're live tonight. It is 22 minutes past 10 on Monday evening, the 13th of March. On Friday evening, the what is it? What's Friday? 17th of March, we're going to be live streaming the rematch between George Tierney and Paddy Clarke live from Red's Sports Lounge in Ballymena. If you want to see the show, help us along, click that link there, scan that code, and we'll be sure that you have got the link sent to you to watch the match. And are a lot of his fans going to travel up for the event?
Probably there'll probably be a few with him. Yeah, whatever.
Do you think things will get fractious?
Uh, no, I don't think so. No. We'll both shake hands and get on with the job at hand, and may the best man win.
All right, okay. Uh, how do you think it's going to play out? Predictions.
Well,
Predictions.
pool is a very unpredictable game, you know, with with the break and all. But I would hope to get in front early enough and then just run away.
There's some great questions coming in here, Paddy. Uh, Christopher McStay has said, if George is at 80%, do you think you can still win? Also, do you think you have a chance if he wears shorts?
If George is at 80%, George won't be there at 9 o'clock.
Does he wear shorts to intimidate people with hairy legs or something like that? Does he?
Oh, he would turn up in shorts and stuff, you know, but that's up to George, whatever George wears. I just make sure there's nothing in his pocket going
I wouldn't wear shorts because you're too close to Lauren for my liking. Oh, boy.
I wouldn't want to be standing in the back of the boat now with a pair of shorts on.
No, no. So explain to me the setup on Friday night. How's it going to work? How's it going to work? Are we going to have a break? Is it going to go steady the whole way? will I have time to go to the chippy before 5 o'clock round the corner?
Of course you will. Yeah. I think George has the table booked for practice. Uh, it's either 12 to 2 or 1 to 3, and then I'm going to have an hour's practice 3 to 4, and then we'll get started for 5. I just begin around to see my mum and dad. My mum and dad live around the corner, so I'll begin around to see them first and make sure they have the link and set up,
All
and
the
then
rest of it.
then
Good.
I'll come back and play.
Good. So, listen, I'm a bit frightened about this stream, to tell you the truth, because
No,
we
no.
didn't announce this at all. And we're well into double digits of people watching tonight. So I'm hoping that later in the week, George does come in, because I reckon he'll get more viewers than you. It'll be like Match of the Day without
Oh,
Gary
he
O'Neill.
will. He
It'll get 500,000 more viewers, because I checked out it on social media, and you've got far more friends and followers in social media than George has.
yeah.
And I thought to myself, gosh almighty, what's this going to be like? Is it going to be two men and a wee boy watching? But I have a sneaky feeling. That there's going to be hundreds, if not thousands, watching this match from all around the world. There you go. Click that link there and get involved. It's as simple as that. Now, uh, what sort of cue do you play with? Because obviously the sponsors of this are Red Sports Lounge, and they have custom cues as well.
Yeah.
They're sponsoring it as well. Uh, does the cue make a big difference, or is it down to the talent of the man?
Well, it depends. I mean, some people. I have my cue now. Uh, when I see that, this is a bit like the Rodney and Delboy story here. I'm going to tell you about the brush and the broom and all this, but
Okay.
uh, I get my cue made by a boy called Tommy Edwards in Coal Island, God rest him, 30 years ago. And the top half of my cue had bent. It wasn't straight anymore, so I had to get it copied, and I got it copied by a boy called Abin Rennie in the south, and about 6 months or 8 months ago, and he done a great job, and I'm playing with that now. But I still have my original butt that I always had. So and I know it's a bit like the Rodney story, but that's the way it is.
Are you
That,
superstitious when it comes to games? Do you have ablutions that you go through before you play?
no,
Okay. Do you
no,
think George does?
I don't care.
You don't care? Okay.
No, and that's been
Right.
honest.
So, what sort of wood is your cue made from then, Paddy?
Ash. I
Okay.
have an ash cue, so it's my brick cue is a maple cue actually, but it's my father's old cue, so I use it to break with, and I break with it just to save the tip of my playing cue more or less.
So you do have a wee bit of a ritual you go through.
Well, a lot of people have a break cue in pool now. You see,
Okay. Yeah. All right.
and it's a lot of them sometimes think they break better with it, and some do. Some break very well with it, but the main thing is it saves your playing cue, and it keeps your playing cue in good order.
Is there much more dynamic force involved in breaking rather than trying to pocket a ball? Then.
Yeah, it's the way pool is now. A lot of people put the white down the middle and just hit the first ball as hard as they can. That's the way it is, and that's where the luck comes in pool.
Okay. So we're live with Paddy Clarke ahead of the rematch Friday night, the 17th of March, St. Paddy's Day. Make sure you sign up beforehand, because you might be a bit worse for the wear in the night, and then you'll get a notification on your phone saying the match is on then. So listen, this is the way to do it. Get the QR code here, and that'll ensure that you get the link sent to you on the night. And George is coming up. He plays down in Newry, doesn't he, Paddy? Yeah.
No, no, I actually live in Newry.
You
George is from Dublin.
George is from Dublin, yeah. And why did we choose Red Sports Lounge in Ballymena, which is
That's my brother's place.
right? Okay.
That's my brother's place, and I would play matches for them and stuff, and if it's more or less my home club still. I know I still live a bit from it, but it's my home
Yeah.
club.
Okay. That's good to know. Uh, do you think everybody will be rooting for you in Ballymena then, or what?
No, there'll be boys that'll bet George. I would say, there'll be boys. It
Okay.
won't all be one sided. But I don't care. That doesn't
All
matter.
right. I'm just trying to see who I'm going to bet on the night. You see, because I don't know. I don't know what to put 50 quid in each person, or never let on. Uh, I don't know. I do like a flutter, and it is Cheltenham week, so save your money for this the rematch. Now let me see. There's been more questions tonight. Oh, look at that there! Look at that there!
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Up of the mighty Reds, says Paul McGivern. I
Yes,
don't think.
Paul plays in our team in Reds. We had a match yesterday up in Blackstaff, Shimmy Flynn's place, and we managed to win. And Paul helped us with a couple of wins, so we got through anyway, and we're into the semi final of Willie Lucas Memorial
Okay,
Tournament.
lovely, lovely. And listen, I'm going to let you go here because we've been on nearly half an hour. I have to ask this question.
Gonna
Uh,
ahead.
and I was up there doing a recce, and I didn't see any wee dolls at all. Declan Mahon is asking, are there any walk-on women for you, Paddy? Because I would like to meet them. I'll buy them a fish supper.
Dale McMahon's a terrible man. Terrible man. He's a Man United supporter, so would just leave it at that. I would rather have him talking about the ladies than Man United because United's on top of Liverpool at the minute. So we'll try and stay away from that.
We won't talk about 7 Up or anything like that at all.
No, no, no. We won't mention that. We won't mention. No,
We we
you
we,
see,
we,
see,
we
if you mention that, then he goes away and doesn't speak to you for a week.
All right. All right. Listen, I'm going to wrap it there because what I've got to do next is I've got to download this and send this into the controller of the BBC in case Gary Lineker gets the heave ho, and then I can get to sit in that sofa and be paid £5 million a year for pontificating over a subject I know nothing about whatsoever. Now, now, there's no commentary in the match because I'm not going to spoil it in the night with any commentary. You can get involved and you can send messages of luck and all the rest of it, and nasty messages if you want to. But remember, Zuckerberg might Zuckerberg you if you send me any threatening emails on the night. Let me see who's this here. What's that message? It says Harvey Lavelle. Who's that?
Well, that's Paul. That's Paul Kelly tagging my. He must be tagging my mate Harvey Llewellyn. They're two
All
mates.
right.
They're two mates. They're two boys.
I reckon you're going to have the advantage here on Friday night because the home crowd seem like they're supporting you.
It is my home. Ballymena is my home. That's where I was born and all, and mum and dad still live there, and my brother and. But oh no, I'm sure George will have a few supporters too. But that doesn't bother me. I've had plenty of people shout against me in the past, and it never worked. So.
All right. What's next for you then after this? What are you going to do with the rest of the year? Are you heading to any big tournaments coming up soon? You mentioned a few there.
Uh, the,
Are you
the, the ultimate the ultimate's the week after next Thursday. We go there. So and then after that, the World Championships is Morocco. So we're taking an over 50 team and hopefully a good A team to it. So
all right? I heard the King of Morocco shifted the dates of the tournament in Morocco there.
correct. Uh,
What's
something
he?
to do,
What's he?
something to do with the military for 2 months and the president or something or the king or I'm not actually sure of the whole story to be honest, but.
All right.
He's
Well,
covering
it'll be.
he's covering everybody's expenses for moving our flights. So
I said I thought that was very generous of them. Listen,
yeah,
if you
yeah.
if you want me to carry your bags out there, I'd love to get out there and get on that. They have the fastest train in Africa out there. They've got a high speed train,
Is
and,
that
and,
right?
and we don't even have a train by the back line from Lisburn to the international airport, and they've got a super duper fast train. But there
Yeah.
you go. Listen, it's been great chatting to you. Thanks everybody for watching. Remember to comment, like, and share, and tell everybody to click that there and help me help you and enjoy the stream, because we're going to have at least one camera on it, maybe more, on Friday night. I'm getting them all charged up and ready to go. I'm worried in case it goes on for hours and hours and hours, because I need to keep charging all the cameras. But it's good to know that you reckon you're going to thrash them by 10 o'clock.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. That's the aim.
That's the prediction. So
yeah,
5 to I should be able to keep awake that length of time while we watch snooker. But I do hope it doesn't end up like Steve Davis and Dennis Taylor, and it's like neck and neck. You know, I don't want it to be like Ireland versus Scotland at halftime and it can go either way. I want it to go the full distance from the start, and I want everybody on the night to comment, like, and share the show. And if you don't comment, like, and share the show, I know, because when you scan the code, it pops up here in front of me that you scan it. So I'll be watching you, watching them, watching it on Friday night. Friday night, 5 p.m. live on Facebook. Make sure you're there. Click that link now to watch it. All right. Paddy, all the best. And I look forward to meeting you. And I had fish and chips today, so I'll maybe have a Chinese from the Ghost Sun in Ballymena on Friday before it starts. Would that be nice?
That's an excellent place. That's an excellent choice.
Stanley does do an excellent Chinese.
Yeah.
Yes. He even does nice spring rolls, and I don't even like spring rolls, but there you go.
Yeah. Would you believe I was parked outside it waiting on my brother the other day? He was in, him and his wife-to-be were getting a feed out of it.
Were they?
They were, yeah. He came out with 2 bags of stuff. That's the way Gary is, you see. Gary doesn't go half measures, it's 2 bags.
Jesus, you could buy a child's portion of Stanley's and it would feed the family of 4. Here we go. Listen, there's the sponsors. Friday night, Red Sports Lounge, round the back of Ballymena. You know where it is. Come if you can. If you can't, watch the live stream. Remember, it's sponsored by them and Custom Cues as well. And this is how to get involved. This will click you through there and enjoy the show and support charities as well. Listen, thank you very much, Paddy. That's 32 minutes. Listen, that would have more than filled the distance in the BBC instead of having the revolving graphics. If they had me on, it would have been a top show and would have only been sued 15 times. Good night. Thanks for watching, everybody.